Hi, today we're going to talk about embracing an attitude of gratitude this Thanksgiving. Now, when you listen to people grouse lately, and there's been a lot of that this year, we kind of find that we're forgetting about being grateful. And November's a great time to think of it. We've got the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. But let's just pause a minute and talk about this. First of all, what is attitude? By definition, it is a settled way of thinking or feeling about someone or something. And that, of course, then leads to a way of behaving about those things. So, attitude leads to behavior. So, if you have a grousy, ugly attitude, your behavior is going to follow suit typically, and you're going to be kind of a grousy, unhappy person doing unhappy things. Well, that, of course, is not what we want to share with our grands. We don't want to be crabby grandma and crabby grandpa. We want to be cheerful, happy. We want to be a positive influence on their lives. And one of the things we can do is teach them about being grateful. Even when things look bleak, there are many things in our lives that we take for granted, and we can still, if we pause, we can be thankful for them. So let's just reflect a little bit on that. And speaking of reflection, remember, kids reflect the attitudes that we have around them. They will mirror our behaviors. And so we want to have positive there. We want to pay attention to what we're pouring into their little hearts and minds. So in 2022, you may be frustrating over inflation and dollar woes and making the budget stretch further as the cost of living is going up. There may have been family tensions over politics and other things going on socially. It's an election year in the United States, and those are very hotly contested races this year, and people are a little testy about these matters. So you might be dealing with political strife, whether it's with friends in a social context or even within your family. We talked a little bit about that. We need to try and set some of that division aside and heal and get our families on the right track before the holidays. So let's give you a list to think about, okay? First of all, think about what's been good. In every year, there are good things that happen. Maybe there was a new grandchild born. Maybe a grandchild learned to walk. Maybe one graduated from high school in the spring and is off to college this year and loving it. Look for all the good things that have happened in your family, because I know they have, okay? Reflect on the ability to gather together a little more freely than we have been the last couple of years. We're coming out on the far end of a global pandemic. 2 years ago, we had restrictions on getting together. And for some areas, that was very strictly enforced. And so think about just the ability to get together as a family and be grateful for that. Think about the people you haven't seen in a while, and you're going to spend some time with them in person this year. Think about the opportunities you've had to try some new things this year. Maybe you can do more joint preparations for the holidays. I mentioned last week that one of my sons kind of stepped up and started the planning process for Thanksgiving, the gathering this year. That's an opportunity in our family to kind of transition between generations. Who's leading the planning, and that's a good thing. I want to be a part, but I can tell you, I can't put in the day of cooking and getting ready for the holidays like I used to. I was tired 20 years ago after I got done cooking for the holidays, and I haven't gotten younger this year. So I just know that I'm looking forward to having even more help. Now, the kids have helped over the years, so I haven't had to do it all, but this year was a new step where somebody actually initiated a new planning process. And then think about the constancy of family. even in the middle of all the crazy things we've been through in the last couple of years, from pandemics to politics. There is a constancy with our families. These are the people that we love. These are the people that we've learned from, that we give of our life's energies to, that we care about the most. These are the people that in our final years will be thinking about these folks. And so reflect on those positive things. Be thankful. Talk to your grands about choosing to think about the good, the beautiful, the joyful, and then reflect that to them so that they learn how to be grateful. It is a learned behavior. Most of us, when we jump into this world, tend to be kind of selfish beings and focused on what we want as a child. So being grateful and giving to others is a learned behavior, and we are a part of teaching that. Prep for the holidays by teaching an attitude of gratitude. Be grand, my friends.